This is A's Cast Live, your comprehensive look at the Athletics.
Leaping at the wall, it's gone! A towering drive into center field by Rooker.
And 29 other MLB clubs.
A judging blast. All rise. Here comes the judge.
Swung on, hit high, hit deep to right, away back into the second deck.
Bobby Witt Jr. becomes the first shortstop in Major League history to have two 30-30 seasons.
Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club.
Join us as we take you inside the baseball universe, from humidors to walk-off dingers to Hall of Fame talk. We have you covered. Spend your afternoon with us, only on A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to 60 games left in the season. That is it. A's are 42-60. So in the next 60 games, we got to figure a lot of things out. There's a lot of things that are going to happen. Some questions need to be answered. Some things that we want to see. 60 games left. And it's going to go by really, really fast. Now, one of the things that we're seeing, and you want to continue to see, is Nick Kurtz right now is the best in all of baseball. It's amazing to watch what Nick Kurtz is doing on a daily basis. Since May 20th, he's number one in slug at 792. Since May 20th, he's number one in weighted runs created plus. So it's runs created. Weighted is the ballpark, the leagues. Weighted runs created plus, 218. He is fourth in bat speed, minimum 300. He hasn't qualified on Baseball Savant with everybody, but if you go minimum, was it 300 at-bats?
350 swings.
Oh, 350 swings. Yeah, because he doesn't have that many at-bats.
Yeah, no, he's only played 62 games. Yeah, 350 swings.
He's fourth in bat speed at 77.6. He's number one slug versus the fastball at 949. It's down the line what he is doing since May 20th on non-pulling fastballs. This means hitting it to center, hitting it to left, whether it's up the middle on the ground, line drive, out of the ballpark, center field to left field. He's number one in slugging percentage at 1,185. You are looking at an absolute monster. And that's why I said a while back, I said, I'm not so sure Jacob Wilson, we could just hand him the Rookie of the Year. That Nick Kurtz may have something to say about it. Then we heard about how Billy Owens told the manager, Mark Kotsay, Nick Kurtz could be your best player by the time August hits. What's today? That would be July 22nd. With all due respect to Brent Rooker, Jacob Wilson, Lawrence Butler, right now, nobody is better than Nick Kurtz. Nick Kurtz has 19 home runs. Nick Kurtz, just looking at rookies to hit 20 bombs recently. So you had Seth Brown in 2021 hit 20. You had Matt Olson hit 24 in 2017. 24. He might have 24 by August.
Here he has more than Matt Olson this season.
30 plus. And he debuted on April 23rd, got hot on May 20th, and could have over 30. What you're watching is wow. And you made an interesting point, Cody Elias with us. You made an interesting point. The stud first baseman hasn't been chic lately, right? I'm not going to say he's Justin Timberlake, and he's bringing sexy back. But, looking at what a power hitting first baseman can, like a true power hitting you can't tell me you don't want to have Freddie Freeman, right? We loved having
Old man Freeman.
We loved having Matt Olson. But when you've got that guy, when you got Jason Giambi, when you've got Don Mattingly, when you've got a great hitting first baseman, it doesn't always have to be for power either. Keith Hernandez, Dave Magadan, Sean Casey. I mean, when you've got a solid stick at first base every single day, and usually they're a steady Eddie guy, Steve Garvey back in the day, friend of the program, Steve Garvey, played with our buddy Steve Sachs. Steve Garvey set the National League record at the time for most consecutive games played, and he had 200 hits every year. That steady Eddie first base, but what he's doing is something special. He's showing you that when they said this could be the best guy in the draft, he's showing you, and we're going to talk to Bill Moriarty today. Man, and the battle today, the Texas Showdown. We can't play any of our fun. We can't play the good, the bad, and the ugly. That wah wah wah.
It's a copyright thing, but I do have
copyrights. What do you got?
I have a couple beds we could try and see.
Give me some, because we got a good old fashioned Texas Showdown today.
Let it get into it. Let it breathe.
I'm not judging. Just moseying into town. Tumbleweeds blowing around. You're on your horse. You're somewhere in Texas. All they got is a saloon, a bank, and a barber. So someone's going to get shot today.
So this one, here's the next one called Duel.
All right. Yeah. Gunslingers. We're bringing our guns today. Well, since they're the Texas Rangers, they're the law. Law dog, a real law dog, not Lawrence Butler, law dog.
Walker, Texas Ranger, and I'm not talking about
Nick Kurtz is the villain then, coming in, old Black Bart.
And then one other one I found, I sent this to Dan from NBC as well. The couple of them take a little bit to get into.
Of course. Well, you gotta set the scene as the horse guy comes in on his horse. Shotgun right there on the saddle. He's got the bullets across his chest. He's got his pistols. He's coming into town. That's Nick Kurtz. Where you at, law dog?
Would DeGrom be the law then?
Yeah, DeGrom is a Texas Ranger, which is a police officer.
So he's Chuck Norris then.
Yeah, he's Chuck Norris. He's 5-0 with a 2.20 ERA in his last 8 starts since June 1st. He's the law. Well, Nick Kurtz is coming in to take your lunch money.
He's coming in to rob the city or the city bank or whatever. What do they used to call it in the old days?
I'm telling you right now, it's Hot Take Tuesday. I'm telling Nick Kurtz goes deep off DeGrom. A's will hit 3 home runs and knock DeGrom out before the 5th today. I'm not even waiting for those guys. I don't need those guys.
Well, Johnny said they might be a little late. They're waiting on Emo.
To do what?
To do his thing for the pregame show.
Get a pitcher to go past 5 innings?
Well, you said it, not me.
A's have not had a pitcher come out of the break go past 5 innings yet. And then you got JT Gay tonight. I'm excited to see him start for the first time since May 19th, but he hasn't been starting. So how much you got to – I mean, at some point, starter – I watched something today driving up here. And yes, I'm admitting I do watch shows. I listen to them more than I watch as I drive in the express lane because I'm able to drive in the express lane because I'm one of those idiots that pays for it.
It's even better when I'm in the car because then we can fully
go from 1 to 2.
Yeah, get charged less. It
was hilarious listening to one of our favorite shows, and Mike Petriello tomorrow, who is a analytics guru for MLB.com, and he's on the. They've recently. I watched it the last time it was on. It was Sunday Night Baseball. It was Tigers.
Well, the Tigers Rangers was the other day, but it was Tigers and someone last time
that they did the Sunday night analytics broadcast, and Mike Petriello was on that. But it's funny to me. It's funny to me. Oh, by the way, update. We just got an update, so I'll get back to what's funny to me. Mark Kotze has just said about, because last night we had from Martin Gallegos that the x-rays were negative on Muncy. We're now hearing he's got a fracture in his right hand. Fracture in the 4th metacarpal. they will get a second opinion from a hand doctor. So essentially, fracture, it's a break.
Yep.
That would not be good for the rest of his season.
No, especially when he was starting to play a lot better and hit a lot better too.
Yeah, so Colby Thomas will come up because we knew Denzel Clark would go on the IL. That's official today. And Carlos Cortez will be coming up, can play outfield and infield. Second base? He's played second?
He's listed as second baseman and left and right fielder.
Outfielder.
Outfield, yeah.
So we'll see. He was hot down in Vegas. So that's the deal. Max Muncy, for now on the 10-day IL, we'll see if he gets moved, open up roster spots. But that's the news. So it is a fractured hand, but they're going to get a second opinion. What I found funny today, we spend and hire some really smart people, and we spend a lot of money in our sport to figure out how to be better. We spend a lot of money on technology. We're trying to figure out biomechanics, the way the human body, how each guy moves and how to make him move better, whether it's how you pitch, how you swing, how you infield, how you run. We're trying to make human beings better. We've hired smart people because they can come up with all this data that's supposedly going to help us win. And everybody's got it, right? It used to be we're secretly doing this and we've got our own way, and that's how we're going to have a business advantage over our competition. Now everybody's doing it, so we don't know what the competition. Is it a level playing field? I don't know.
Some would say no.
So I'm listening to this show, MLB Now, smart show, smart people on it, and they're getting back to, hey, you know why the Brewers have won 11 in a row? You know why they say the Blue Jays are better than the Yankees? It's people are doing the little things. The little things that take not a Harvard or Yale guy to figure out. Base running, hitting your cutoff man, getting bunts down, being able to defend bunts. When guys don't hit the ball hard in the infield, right? And a swinging bunt, as we like to call it. And it goes into that Bermuda Triangle in between the pitcher and the first baseman and the second baseman. And that's why we do these infield drills called PFPs, pitcher's fielding practice, over and over and over again. And then you have, on the other side, between the shortstop and the pitcher, how do we defend it? Or do we make clean double plays? Are we able to utilize our speed and get good jumps on balls and go from first to third or second to home? Do our bullpen guys throw strikes and not walk people? Because we understand guys are going to go out and get hits. Teams are going to get hits. Teams are going to hit home runs. But do we not walk people? Do our starters, do they have the ability to give us some innings so we don't burn up our ball? You know, just simple things that you don't need some wizard from Princeton to figure out. And I just started laughing today. It's like, it would be like watching a football show, and all of a sudden you have, Howie Long and Terry Bradshaw and Jimmy Johnson and Michael Strahan up on a thing going, hey guys, you realize if you don't turn the ball over, you got a better chance to win. If you make more first downs than the other team and you have time of possession, you got a better chance to win. And everybody watching Fox would say, no S-bomb, Sherlock. Why do other sports figure this stuff out? But baseball, we have been, ever since the book Moneyball, ever since the movie Moneyball, everybody has been striving to be smarter than everybody else. And some people have just flat out figured out what? You do things the right way, good things are going to happen for you. You pick up Bull Durham. You pick up the ball, you throw the ball. Right?
Yeah.
You don't lollygag. What does that make you? Lollygaggers. I think it's Larry. What does that make you, Larry? Lollygaggers. No, you pick up the ball, you throw the ball. Throw the ball to the right base. You throw the ball to the right person. You run the bases correctly. That was one of the strengths of the Angels back in the day. If you remember, the Mike Scioscia Angels in the early 2000s, they won a World Series, if you remember back. It was the first time ever we had the 2 wild cards, Giants and Angels. I was on KMBR, the Giant station, and predicted the Angels in 6. Pissed my boss off. I'll never forget that.
2002.
2002. But the Angels under Mike Scioscia ran the bases beautifully. They took advantage. It was like they did things the right way. And John Heyman, I guess, made a comment because Joel Sherman mentioned it today. The Toronto Blue Jays are the anti-Yankees. The Yankees, they're just like a big old, they're like old George Foreman. He's either going to knock you out or he's not. And then the Blue Jays, they just do everything better. They don't strike out. They put the ball in play. They play better defense. They run better. They're more athletic. They do everything better but hit home runs. And it's like laughable that we've spent how much time, how much money, we've hired all these brilliant people with their degrees and everything, and everybody's figuring out, Brewers have won 11 in a row just because they play, Pat Murphy makes them play fundamental baseball. And if you don't play fundamental baseball, he sits your ass on the bench.
Did it multiple times already.
He doesn't kiss your butt. You don't play right. Come sit next to me. Playing is not a privilege. You're just not going to get it. You got to earn your right to get on the field. And all of a sudden, the Milwaukee Brewer guys woke up and went up, and now all of a sudden, they've won 11 in a row. Why? Well, they've got good pitching, but they play the game the right way. You take Denzel Clark out of our lineup, our outs above average is the worst in baseball.
Correct.
So do we run well? No. Do we play good defense? No. Do our pitchers throw strikes? No. I mean, it's not hard to figure out. I didn't go to Princeton. I didn't go to Harvard. I didn't go to Yale. And I don't need an Edutronic or Rapsodo device to tell me this.
What about Hawkeye?
I don't have Hawkeye either. I don't. I should use it for when I play tennis. It's just like, it's unbelievable. Is it really that hard to figure out? If you don't make errors, you make the right play, you do it. Like yesterday, 2 runners on, nobody out in the 7th inning. We didn't score. How's that possible? Unbelievable. Are we ready for hot takes?
Yeah, but it's not Johnny D. There's someone filling in, and I guess he feels like this is a right and not a privilege, and that's the great Chris Caray.
Oh, my. Speaking of somebody who got delivered to him in his life, there he is right.
Oh, my God.
The great Chris Caray. Hi, Chris.
You know what? Somebody called in a favor to the bullpen, and I'm here, and I'm doing my job.
How are you, Chris? How was Florida, by the way? How was the family?
It was good. The family's great, Towny. I hope Hawaii was excellent too, and we're having fun.
Got to see Mom and everybody. Everything was good.
Yeah, I think that it was really fun. And so seeing my little brother, my mom, my twin brother, my uncle, and grandparents, you know, a few little extra hospital visits with a few surgeries for my grandpa, but top to bottom, 8 out of 10 visit.
Hey, Steve Sachs, don't get so comfortable with Johnny D there in the broadcast booth. All right,
Johnny D. Okay,
you're getting a little too chummy. Just don't forget where you come from now.
Yes, sir. No,
All right,
I can't wait to get back.
Hot takes. What do you guys got today? Who's going first?
I'll go first.
Wait. My fault. I've jumped the gun. We have Hot Take Tuesday. It's a new open. Go.
Every once in a while, you hear a really good sports hot take.
Mark this and remember what I told you. The Yankees will not win the World Series.
Not only will Brent Rooker be an all-star, Brent Rooker will be in the home run derby.
In June, the Astros will start to dominate.
Then you hear some really bad hot takes.
The St. Louis Cardinals are going to win the NL Central.
Book it.
The Chicago Bears will win more games in September than the Chicago White Sox.
I think Nick Kurtz is going to have a 3-homer game in the short porch, Yankee Stadium.
Well, on A's Cast Live, all takes are hot takes. It's time for Hot Takes Tuesday with Chris Townsend, only on A's Cast Live.
But remember, Johnny D's 3 home runs at Oracle Park, he never put a date on it. So that will live as long as Nick Kurtz is in big league baseball, correct?
Correct. Yeah, we will let that. That's a lifetime hot take.
Chris Caray, since you are the youngest and most talented out of all of us, you will go first.
I don't know if the most talented. I'm certainly the youngest, but sadly, I don't look the youngest. The guy next to me is an ageless wonder. Salt and pepper Saxy. Book it. I'm going to say my hot take is that the St. Louis Cardinals and the Arizona Diamondbacks will grab 2 of the 3 National League wildcard spots.
Wow.
How many games back are the Cardinals now?
Wow. Wait, you know what? D-backs aren't even 500, right?
I gotta ride with these teams. D-backs are getting hot. Cardinals are going to have a good little break at the end of the year.
Cardinals are 3.5 out of the wild card.
So D-backs are 50 and 51. Cardinals are 52 and 49. Cardinals are 3.5 back. Arizona's 5.5 back of the last wild card. Right now it's Cubs because the Brewers won yesterday and the Cubs got drilled at home by the Royals. So your wild cards right now are the Cubs, Mets, and the Padres. That is a hot take, my friend. I like it.
I come here and I try to bring the inferno.
Yeah, I like it. That is you got, I don't know how many of the games they have left, but we're down basically to 2 months. But you can make up in 2 months with hot play, and how about that? Yeah. Who would think that? Because right now you're bumping out either the Cubs, the Mets, or the Padres. You're bumping out 2 of those.
Wow. Yeah, that's more than a hot take. That's a sizzler.
I know Cody is probably going to have a lukewarm take, so I wanted to make up for that with mine.
Of course, he picks a team that he worked for.
Then he takes a shot at you. He comes in with a blazing hot take, and then he comes up the top rope, Randy Macho Man style, and takes you out.
I'm calling these takes.
The Cardinals are gonna win the wild card.
I'm calling these into question because he's picking a team he worked for, and he's picking a team his dad calls games for. There's Homer bias here.
No. He just went straight Randy Poffo, former Cincinnati Red prospect, Randy Macho Man Savage on you. I like it. All right, Saxy, what do you got?
Well, I got a hot take. I think this is a good one. I think Jacob deGrom, as many times as people want to, say, oh, he's in a slump and whatever. Look, I see him every at bat. I see line drive after line drive caught. I think Jacob deGrom's going to get hot at least twice before the season's over, and I think he's going to win the batting title.
You mean Jacob
down
Wilson?
To 18, 19. I think he wins the batting title.
Jacob deGrom winning the batting title.
I mean Jacob Wilson. What did I say?
Jacob deGrom.
That's a hot take.
That is a hot take.
Listen, we got Jacob deGrom throwing tonight. It's been Jacob deGrom all day long. Okay, I missed up the last name. Jacob Wilson is going to get hot twice. He's going to win the batting title.
He brings the looks and he brings the entertainment. That's what we need.
That is what that is going to go into the audio vault. So you're saying, so give me that. I couldn't get over the deGrom. What is Jacob Wilson? Jacob Wilson, your hot take is he's going to win the batting title in the American League.
Yeah, because he's going to get hot twice before the season's over.
Okay,
he's going to get hot. He's going to cool. He's going to get hot again. And he's going to win it.
And that is going to make for a fabulous. And of course, Steve, you won Rookie of the Year. You know how much this means in a career. If you have Kurtz with 30 bombs and all these numbers where he's number 1 in baseball since May 20th, and then you have Jacob Wilson win the batting title, the vote for Rookie of the Year will be fascinating.
Absolutely. You nailed it, Towny. And it'll be off the chart because they may even cancel each other out, but not enough for the third guy coming up, whoever that may be. These 2 guys are going to run away with it. I don't know which one's going to win it, but if that happens, 30 and the most productive since start of May, or Jacob Wilson winning the batting title, I think still Jacob Wilson is going to win it.
I like it. Yeah. First it'll be deGrom winning the batting title, which would be the greatest hot take of all time, and all of a sudden deGrom, but Jacob Wilson winning the batting title, I like it. and what that would mean. I mean, that would be awesome.
Jacob Wilson's going to Jacob Wilson's going to win the Cy Young. So, how about that?
All right, what do you got, Commander?
Okay, so I'll make this quick because we're running out of time. What do A-Rod, Luis Gonzalez, Sammy Sosa, and Barry Bonds all have in common?
Number of divorces,
anyone?
Mistresses, I don't know, because it's A-Rod, it could be a lot of bad things.
It was a loosey-goosey era.
It was a loosey-goosey era.
They're the last 4 guys that have 50 or more home runs in a season back in 2001.
So A-Rod,
Louis, yep,
our friend of the program, Luis Gonzalez,
Sosa, and Bonds were the last 4 guys that have 50 or more home runs in a season. 4 guys in a season. I think this season we're gonna have. This will be the first season since then we have 4 guys have 50 home runs.
Oh, got it.
So Judge, Raleigh, Eugenio Suarez, and I wrote the other one down. Judge. Towny.
That one's a tough one to forget.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for helping him once again on his hot take. So we're gonna have 4 guys with 50 bombs.
Yes.
All right.
That's a good hot take.
That's a good one.
I've already given mine, but I'm gonna give it to you guys. You're getting a golf clap for your.
That's good stuff, Towny.
I'm sticking on today. I'm sticking on today.
What you got,
Nick
Towny?
Kurtz will go deep against Jacob deGrom.
Oh.
The A's will hit 3 home runs against Jacob deGrom, and Jacob deGrom will not go past 5 innings. It's a three deal. Kurtz goes yard, A's get 3 home runs. He will not pitch more than 5.
Towny, I don't want to interrupt you, but I got to tell you, I don't know how much of a hot take that is, because I think that's very possible.
Yeah.
That I've seen it happen too many times. Guy comes in, he's going to blow a team away that's in last place, and the last place team comes up and just thumps.
All right, his last 3 starts against the A's, he's 2-0 with a 1.56 ERA.
So it's time it changes.
And his last 8 starts since June 1st, he's undefeated. I think it's a hot take.
Okay, I get your point.
I got one just at the end here.
I got the point.
Thank you for the hyena laugh, Cody. I think Colby Thomas homers in this series for his first career home run.
So he's got 2 games.
He's got 2 games to do it, but just this ballpark, this environment, I think it lends itself well, especially to left center for Colby Thomas.
All right, we got to get out of here. Steve,
Towny,
you sound great with Johnny.
Thank you, my friend. Towny, we're so high right now in the booth. I can see Hawaii from here.
By the way, he's already, since you said we're so high right now, you just added another drop for us.
Oh, God.
We're so high right now.
I mean,
we're always
did
listening.
deGrom winning the batting title give us away?
Give me 4 hot takes today. Give me 4 hot takes.
Chris, it is great to have you on the road, too. It's been a lot of fun. Somebody here at NBC gave you a big compliment I got to tell you about later on. You got a very nice compliment from a big-time person here at NBC. I got to tell you that. Both of you guys have a great call today.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. See you, buddy.
God, how many games? deGrom, there's no possible way he could qualify for. There's only how many? They got 61 games left, I think.
Something like that. Qualify. We got to go.
Boy, but that would be a great one. All right, Hata, you like mine?
I do, yeah.
That Kurtz goes deep. 2 more A's go deep. So 3 home runs off deGrom today, and he doesn't go past 5. Book it. Stone cold lead pipe lock. As what was his name? Bald guy, old ESPN guy. I used to do the thing with him, with Gary Radner. So
you're going way back.
I'm going.
Think of it when we're in the break.
I will think about it next, right here on A's Cast Live.
2004 American League Rookie of the Year and A's first base coach Bobby Crosby joined Towny on A's Cast Live to share his thoughts on what he's seen from A's all-star shortstop Jacob Wilson.
Hitting-wise, he has a 1. I mean, if you throw him away, he's going to hit it away. You throw him in, he's going to hit in. He can see where the defense is at, and he has such good hand-eye and barrel skills that he's going to find a way to put it where they're not. It's not a luck thing when he hits it and they're not standing there. He knows what he's doing with the bat. So to watch him hit every day and hear him talk at first, I saw that hole open, that's why I hit it there. After he hits a home run, I mean, I knew he was going to hang this. So he has an idea, and he's a smart hitter. Defensively, he has all the actions. We've really talked to him about his first step. That's going to be big for him. He's not the fastest guy in the world. I mean, it's no secret. So he has to be really good at his first step. And being a big shortstop like I was, you have to read swings. You have to know the hitter. You have to be able to see, okay, this guy's lunging out this way. I got to start moving that way as soon as he does that. Those are little things that are going to make him better and better as time goes on as a shortstop. And he's not there yet, but he's getting there. I mean, from when he came up last year to where he's at now, as far as his first step and his reactions and the mind of a shortstop, which is everything, he's gotten a lot better. So he's only going to keep getting better at shortstop.
You can watch the full interview at youtube.com/athletics or listen at athletics.com/A'sCast.
Here's the pitch, and it's a hit. Folsom Lake Ford has stepped up again, winning the Triple Crown Award, Ford Motor Company's highest honor. Now 7 years in a row, Folsom Lake Ford is a top sales leader in the U.S., along with being top in customer satisfaction in sales, service, and finance. Now that's a home run. Don't miss the huge savings on your favorite models at your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford, in the Folsom Auto Mall.
A's All-Star Jacob Wilson sat down with Towny on A's Cast Live to reflect on his development within the organization and growing alongside the team's young core.
We talk about it all the time, like just guys who got drafted into this organization. This is kind of the only team that they know. We all get to be here playing for the same team that drafted us in the big leagues, and we're all young, so we all get to hang out. We either played against each other, in college or even growing up throughout high school, and it's pretty special to see the young talent that came up to the big leagues, with us and, succeeded. It's pretty awesome to just, see that, the future of this, club's in good hands with all the young guys that we have here. And we're excited to be a part of it. And we're excited to grow as a, team together and just go out there every day, enjoy it and play for each other and, hopefully play this game, with each other for a long time.
You can watch the full interview at youtube.com/athletics or listen at athletics.com/A'sCast.
A's Cast Live continues from NBC Sports. Here's Chris Townsend.
All right, some of these numbers by Nick Kurtz are just incredible. He's got a 2.2 F-WAR since June 15th, which is the best mark in Major League Baseball. That's Fangraphs WAR. He's homered for the 6th time yesterday in his last 10 games on Monday. 472 average, 14 RBIs. Last 10 games. I mean, everywhere you look, it's incredible. Last 30 games, hitting 336, 14 home runs, 33 RBIs. On and on and on. It's like the first half was all about Jacob Wilson, and now the second half is all about Nick Kurtz. Mark DeRosa did a whole thing today on MLB Network on their morning show. And like D-Row does, where they break down all the players, MLB Central, he said, I absolutely love the A's young players. I agree with him. So what we're going to do on this show, and then also on NBC, you'll see it today. We're going to debut. We got 60 games left, right? What do you want to see in the next 60 games? And every single day, we're going to do 60 seconds, 60 games. So we're figuring, I don't know what Shooty Babbitt wants to do. Shooty's going to be a part of it. Shooty's in the green room right now, putting on his makeup, because, Shooty, it takes a while for Shooty to get pretty. But, it's what every single day we're going to highlight, because these next 60 games really matter, because it's different than last year. Because last year, what was that? What was, do you remember what the number was? The last 73 games?
39 and 37.
39-37. We highlight that. Well, that's not going to happen. So it's now, what do you do in the last 60 games? How are you going to impress me in the last 60 games? We looked up the best 60-game finish for the Athletics: Philadelphia, Kansas City, Oakland, and now Sacramento. Is 2001, the A's finished 48-12. So what do you want to see in the last 60? Whether it's record, individual performances, certain units, starters, relievers, position players, infielders, outfielders. You had 60 games to really evaluate. And that's when Mark DeRosa said today on MLB Central, I really love the young core. Yeah, I agree. And he actually said, look out for 2028. Well, I think we're hoping to look out for 2026. But there's a lot that we need to see, and we're going to talk about it, and I'll take your phone calls at 833-625-2278 after this game, too, and I'm going to ask that question. You know, these last 60 games, Commander, last 60 games, what do you want to see? What do you need to see?
For me, I'm sorry, I'm not on camera, waiting for Bill to join, is the development of the starting pitching. We need to see more of our guys come up. If it's Jack Perkins jump into the rotation, or if it's JT Ginn, who's starting tonight, a Mason Barnett, a Cade Morris, or if you want to send Gage jump up directly from Double-A and have him start in September, which might not happen, but we need to see some development from some of these young starting pitchers that take us into 26, 27, and 28 in Las Vegas, because Luis Severino most likely won't be here, and Jeffrey Springs, and those guys, those are the guys who are the veterans.
Severino's not going to be here?
I'm going to go probably not.
When?
28.
Oh, 28.
Yeah. I'm talking about them. But you got to find these guys now that could be the guys leading you in.
Yeah, you just drafted, 16 guys?
Yeah, Joey Estes is another guy. Then obviously Jamie Arnold is like a left-hander we took out of Florida State, is a guy you want to see who at this time next year
Jacob
maybe is
Lopez?
Here. Yeah, I was looking at Young, and I know we don't consider 27 young, but he's still young-ish.
He's a left-hander with a rubber arm, and he's showing you time and time again that he's interesting. You know what I don't want if we're going to look at starting pitching? What I don't want is – are you getting back in here?
Yeah, he's having problems connecting, so we'll wait. See.
All right, what I don't want is a Beto situation from last year. Beto threw the ball well, and all of a sudden we went into this offseason, well, Beto. And then Osvaldo Beto is what?
In Vegas. Is he back? Did we send him back down? Is he still here? He's a guy that went up and down. He's been kind of disastrous.
Yeah.
He was good last year at the end of the second half of the season, but this year he has not been good.
So as of right now, I have to, until the trading deadline's over, right? Severino's here. Springs is here. JP Sears is what he is. He's going to be durable. He's going to start. He's going to be around 500. The team was better. Would he be over 500? Probably. Now you got Jacob Lopez, so that gives you 4. You know, you didn't mention Basso.
Yeah, I didn't mention Joey Estes either.
You didn't mention Joey. Yeah, I thought you mentioned Estes. You didn't, so if you look at Ginn and Perkins and Basso and all that, who's the real deal? Who in 2026 can you say, okay, I can count on this guy for 20-plus starts? Mitch Spence is enough. You need, because one of the things that people will tell you, I don't cover the Brewers. I'm not around them every day. One of the things that has made the Brewers have the best record in baseball, when you wake up today, the Brewers have the best record in baseball. Do you know, other than playing the game the right way, do you know one of the things they say is one of the reasons why?
I'm going to say fundamentals. Well, it says more playing the game the right way.
Depth.
Oh.
Depth in the 40-man roster. They have pitching depth. So you can have guys go down. They've got guys to replace you. They've got arms. And that's kind of the thing that we also, want to talk with Bill Moriarty about is a lot of what are the A's going to have in the future here? The reality. What are you going to have if people are going to look at, okay, Brewers aren't spending a ton of money. They go to the playoffs every year. How are they doing it? Well, they've got a lot of depth with their pitching. Bill Moriarty is with us from Athletics Farm. Bill, how are you? It's good to see you.
Good. How you doing today, Towny?
I'm doing great because all of a sudden Nick Kurtz since May 20th is the best hitter in baseball. You want to go number 1 in slug, number 1 in rated runs created plus. You want to go his bat speed. The power to all fields is as good as anybody. The numbers are out of this world. Did you ever expect what you saw from when he was drafted out of Wake Forest to so early in his career? We'd be saying, oh, yeah, he's even better since May 20th than Aaron Judge.
Well, I will say yes, and I'm hoping that you're finally starting to buy into my Jim Thome comp for Nick Kurtz now. He's more Jim Thome than Sean Casey, I think, and we can see it happening now. He's a real hitter. He's an advanced hitter. That's what everyone said. It didn't take him much time. He was ready to go right out of the box, and the guy can kind of do everything. I mean, he can hit for power. He can get on base. He has a tremendous skill set. There's just few things he can't do. And, the A's are blessed to have him in the big league lineup, just like they're blessed to have Jacob Wilson in the big league lineup. The fact that, think about it. If you'd imagine before the year started to say that we will have Jacob Wilson and Nick Kurtz leading as the Rookie of the Year candidates this year, early in the season, the A's would have the two leading Rookie of the Year candidates. We'd consider ourselves pretty blessed, and we are. Now, maybe not everything else has gone right. Maybe not all the pitching's in place yet, but with Kurtz and Wilson and a lot of these other guys too, we can see finally a solid A's lineup going forward for years to come. A lot of those questions we've been talking about the A's lineup for the past couple of years have pretty much all been answered. We don't really have a lot of holes left in the lineup. We can foresee what the future lineup looks like for years to come. Now it's just a matter of getting that pitching picture sorted out.
Yeah, well, we could see Jacob Wilson getting hot again. I think there will be a couple more streaks for him in the next 60 games. And Nick Kurtz is going to keep doing what he's been doing. He might slow down a little bit, but Nick Kurtz, I don't want to jinx him, but he's going to get to 30 home runs. And if you got Jacob Wilson up there for the batting title, this vote for 1 and 2 for the American League Rookie of the Year, Bill, don't you think could just be absolutely fascinating? How do you choose one guy starting the All-Star game for the first time as a rookie at shortstop and this other guy, an absolute offensive beast?
The A's haven't had, this kind of, rookie energy since, Canseco, McGuire, and Walt Weiss winning those 3 Rookie of the Years in a row. When you have a real infusion of multiple young rookies with big talent like that coming into the team at the same time, that's when you can really start to see things making a difference. Of course, we're not even mentioning, Tyler Soderstrom, Denzel Clark, Max Muncy, the list goes on. And like I say, I think so many of the questions about the A's lineup going forward, we've now seen how they're going to be answered. There just aren't a lot of questions left on the offensive side of the ball. So it's just a matter of letting those guys mature, develop, continue to become even better over the next few years, and then, just try to find a way to get this the pitching picture sorted out.
What did you see with Denzel Clark before he got hurt? Because this month he had a 914 OPS, 8 runs scored. You started to see a change in his mechanics, and you just started to see him getting better. What'd you see?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, that's the thing with Denzel. He's always had the raw talent. I've always said his upside is sort of limitless, but he's always been inconsistent. He's kind of raw. So it takes him a little while, and he'll go into funks and he'll go into slumps. But then when he puts it together, he could be a real offensive force with the speed, the power, the defense, everything. And, we're finally seeing why I had Denzel Clark, ranked as high as number 2 on my A's prospects list in the past, because if he puts it all together, he can be such an impact player. So he obviously was learning, figuring it out, getting better. And, unfortunately, the injury is now going to slow that. But you can see he is capable of figuring out, and you can see what he's capable of doing when he's truly putting it all together, and what an impact player he can be for the team. You add him to the Kurtzes and the Wilsons and these guys, and that's a really potent lineup if you get a Denzel Clark swinging the bat like he's capable of. But you get his power going, you get the speed going, you get the defense that we know all about, and that's a game-changing player right there. So it'll be good to see him back on the field whenever he gets there. But I think you can see finally, what Denzel Clark is capable of at the top end of the spectrum anyway.
Every year we have a draft in baseball, we have a draft in the NFL, and we have a draft in the NHL, and the front offices come out and go, I really love what we did. I have never heard anyone come out of a draft from their war room and go, I don't think it was very good. I think we really struggled there. Everybody loves who they picked. How do you feel about the 2025 draft for the Athletics?
Well, I think you have to feel good about this one. All crazy hope aside, most objective draft analysts who analyze all the teams' drafts, have said the A's really got a good haul in this draft. You have to be happy with Jamie Arnold at number one. I mean, he was expected to go in one of the top 4 picks. The A's got him with the 11th pick, and Devin Taylor, who the A's took in the second round, was expected by many to go in the first round as well. So it's not just A's people talking these guys up. Objective draft analysts are saying this was quite a haul the A's got. I also just spoke to the A's minor league pitching coordinator, Mike McFerrin, yesterday, and he called the pitching talent that the A's got in this draft a potentially game-changing group of arms. So we haven't seen the A's take this many pitchers in the draft, and especially this many pitchers in the top end of the draft in recent memory that I can recall anyway. They really did stock up on the arms. They've got quite a few. Also, not just Jamie Arnold, but also their 5th round pick, Zane Taylor, out of UNC Wilmington. He had a tremendous season last year. He had an ERA below 2, I think. Lots of strikeouts, very few walks, tremendous command. He's 23 years old, and he's looking very polished and advanced, as Jamie Arnold is. So these are two guys that you could see moving very fast, very quickly, and they expect them to move very quickly, kind of like Gage Jump did this year, just drafted last year, already pitching very well in Double-A, could be part of the pitching picture next year. And, Jamie Arnold and our 5th round pick, Zane Taylor, could both be kind of in that Gage Jump mold, very polished college pitchers who can move very quickly and be able to help out the big league team before too long. And then they've got a number of other talented arms, but behind that too, that have really filled out the pitching depth in the system, which is important because, as we know, it's very hard to acquire pitching these days. People ain't just going to give you good pitchers for nothing, No
one has any pitching. Everybody's looking for the same damn thing.
Anymore.
It's crazy. It's like we're talking the deadline. Everybody needs pitching. You got 30 teams. Everybody needs pitching. We are now Rich Hill, old man Rich Hill, is going to make his debut tonight. That's going to be now 763 pitchers used in Major League Baseball, and we're not even in August yet. We are on pace to shatter the all-time record. Nobody has pitching. I think it's been said, and I think it's really right. Depth in your 40-man, depth in your organization, and pitching is so key right now. Guys are going to be injured. Can you have guys step up? The Brewers have been really good at this. Something that, especially if you're not a team that's going to spend a ton of money on pitching. Milwaukee. Now, you mentioned when you talk about Jump and you talk about Arnold, I'm not saying they're the same, but I've seen video on both, and it kind of goes with Jacob Lopez too. The ability to hide the baseball. And as we talked to Eric Kubota, us old guys, we called it funky. When you came from the side and you hid the ball from guys, you were funky. Now there's different ways they look at it, the way we're looking at arm slots and how much reach you got and extension that you have. But we're noticing that some of these young pitchers that the A's have, they hide the ball really well, and hitters just don't see him. Jump's one of those guys, and when you look at the video of Arnold at Florida State playing in the SEC, one of the top conferences, he looks very similar that way. Tough. Players just, whether it's lefties or righties, hitters just don't see what he has.
Yeah, well, I think that's one of the sort of hidden superpowers people are looking for now is deception. I mean, everybody can throw the ball almost 100 miles an hour now. Everybody was chasing velocity. So now what's the sort of undervalued asset here? And one of those things is deception. So if you're throwing from what we would have called a funky arm slot, now it's considered, effective deception. And that really throws guys off when they're just not used to seeing the ball coming from a certain angle or coming out of a guy's hand in a certain way. That really throws hitters off. So that is one of the things they like about Jamie Arnold. He comes from an unusual slot, and that makes him that much more effective. So I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing people trying to develop pitchers, with this skill. But I think the A's are definitely looking at that as a quality that is an advantage for pitchers in this day and age, is to be able to have that deception that some other guys don't have when they're just trying to throw the ball hard and have to throw from a traditional arm slot. But I think Arnold and Gage Jump are similar in a sense. They're physically, they're not tall. They're both like around 6 feet. They're not gigantic, huge, strong guys, but they have a certain amount of deception. They're smart pitchers. They know how to pitch, and they've got the velocity as well. So these guys are pretty rare and pretty talented in that sense. I think with Arnold, they're probably going to go the same route that they went with Gage Jump last year. I don't think we're going to see him pitching in the A's minor league system the rest of this season. They held Gage Jump out last season too. They want to, take care of those arms. They don't want to push them.
No, don't do that.
Might not see Jamie Arnold until next year, but it worked out well with Gage Jump, giving him a bit of a rest last season, and he's gotten off to a good start this year. I should mention both Gage Jump and Luis Morales are now bumping up against their innings limits. So both these guys have now started working out of the bullpen in Midland and Vegas. They've both reached the amount of innings that they pitched last season. We've still got about 2 months left in the season. So they're kind of limiting both those guys now. So you may not see Jump and Morales working out of the rotation or pitching, long at this point. It's not, any particular concern. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just trying to, keep them on a certain innings limit and not overtax them based on the number of innings that they threw last year. I know.
How do you get better not playing? How do you get better not playing? There's no proof that what they're doing is going to keep anybody from injury. Hey, look at the guy on the mound today. They did everything they could to protect Jacob deGrom. 2 Tommy John surgeries. They did everything they possibly got. Interesting thing, though, when you talk about draft and philosophy, you're not going to commit to saying, listen, college guys, we get a better chance at it. We know a little bit more and we can get them to the big leagues faster. You're not going to commit to that because you're going to have success with high school guys too. No question about it. But it just seemed like in this draft, it was very college heavy. You've now seen Jacob Wilson. You've now seen Nick Kurtz. You've seen Denzel Clark. You're getting guys to the big leagues really, really fast out of college. Would you say that there maybe is a little bit of philosophy here? Let's go with more polished, older kids out of college. We can get them to the big leagues faster.
Yeah, I think people might be reluctant to say that, but I think when you see how advanced a lot of the college players are now, that since the college game has developed, and you can see it's more like the NFL. You can get these guys straight through. Well, why not? I mean, a high school kid, no matter how talented he is, he's got a long development path, and there's a lot of volatility in there. If you've got a top college player from a top college program playing at a high level, you can start to see how quickly you could insert that guy into your big league roster. That's just a much safer bet. And, that's part of this thinking in the draft too. It's not just, what tools does he have, but it's, what are the likelihood, what are the odds that he's going to be able to capitalize on his tools? And with an advanced college player from an advanced program, the odds are just so much better. So, why not go with a sure bet? If you think you can get this guy onto your major league roster in the next year or two, that reduces a lot of risk, having to put a guy through years of development and hoping he makes it. So yeah, I think that is happening. I mean, there were actually a lot of top-ranked high school prospects in this draft, but the A's, didn't take any of them in the first 10 rounds or the first 11 or maybe even 12 rounds. I'd say, the 12th round was the first time the A's went with a high school guy this draft. So, I think the A's are seeing, we need big league talent. We need to get them there quickly. We're not an organization that can afford to take a lot of, crazy long-term risk on these high school guys. Let's go with the sure bets. And, it certainly paid off with Nick Kurtz and Jacob Wilson, and they're hoping it'll pay off with Jamie Arnold and even their 2nd-round pick outfielder, Devin Taylor, and their 4th-round pick outfielder, Gavin Turley. These are 2 guys with really solid hit tools, solid power, guys you could very easily foresee as major league hitters. There's not a lot of risk in their tool assessment there. So I certainly in this draft anyway, they seem to be going with the sure things.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, covers the athletics farm system like you, my friend. You are the best. We appreciate it. Make sure you tune in a half hour to NBC. We'll be playing you on NBC today. You be well, and we'll be checking in soon.
Great, and I'll be speaking next month in Sacramento as well. So look forward to seeing your smiling face in person.
You're going to be on the set?
If you'll have me, I will be.
You're like royalty. I mean, do we have to? Is this like extra charge? We got to pay to have you up? Is that how it's working?
As long as you send the limo, I'll be there. Don't worry about it.
Are you going to bring Elvis behind you too?
Sure. Well, I'll come as Elvis. How about that?
Bill, you're the best, buddy. You be well.
Great. Talk to you soon.
Bill Moriarty from Athletics Farm. Let's pause for station identification right here on A's Cast. I got to tell you, when I just look and I look down the list and I see Florida State and I see Indiana and I see Oregon State and I see UNC Wilmington and I see Grand Canyon, you might say, who the hell's ever come out of Grand Canyon?
I know one guy.
Who?
Jacob Wilson.
Yeah, I actually played at Grand Canyon years ago. I think the field's different. But, yeah, it's a bunch of college guys. You got to better – in modern-day baseball, college guys have obviously their bodies have matured. They've been through the rigor of a college season. They're more educated with analytics and everything because there's more money in college sports than ever before. So it's a good one. By the way, 60 games in 60 games left. So every single day so this game's 60 of 60 left. Tomorrow will be 59. You said pitching. What I would like to see is how Jacob Wilson finishes this season. He's in a little bit of a funk. You know, he got hit on the hand, was held out. I want to see how he finishes his first full season. As Steve Sachs predicted, he's going to get hot again. Would love to see that. But just not offense. How does he play the position of shortstop? Base running, just everything about his game. How does he finish his first full season? Because I bet he's gassed a little bit. These are a lot of games that he's played. How will he finish? Will he finish strong? Because if he does, man, that's going to be great for us talking about. We're already looking at what Kurtz is doing. I want to see this battle to the very end for Rookie of the Year. I did tell you guys a while ago, I said, hey, just don't give Rookie of the Year yet to Jacob Wilson. Remember that?
I do, yes.
And I was like, Kurtz is going to come on. You were praising Cam Smith. You were ready to make him the next Jeff Bagwell.
I was ready to make Jason Dominguez the Rookie of the Year because he's a Yankee.
The Martian. That's what I want to see. So every single day. So tomorrow will be game 59 of this last 60. What we want to see in this last 60, and we'll keep highlighting it for you. Find me pitching me. How does Jacob Wilson finish the season? All right, coming up next, Johnny D and Steve Sachs, two-time World Series champion, the great Steve Sachs. And then I'll be back with Shooty Babbitt at 4:34 A's Cast on NBC Sports California.
Go-to destination for A's video content. Get access to great highlights, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, classic games, A's Cast Live, and more. Visit youtube.com/athletics.
This has been a presentation of The Athletics.